So I finally get a chance to do a video on Rome DAO, probably one of the most hyped projects in the Moonriver ecosystem, and a lot of people in the Polka community are also talking about this, so the word has spread quickly. Now, unfortunately, I did not get in at the whitelisting because I'm not a Discord person, right? But this community is very active on Discord. The whole DAO, the whole decentralized autonomous organization who's running Rome, are actually on Discord, so they're not on Telegram, unfortunately. So if you want to get the latest updates from them, if you want to stay up to date with what's going on, you have to head to Discord. But we will talk about what Rome DAO has to bring. Now, it's not a sponsored video. I just want to make this clear. I actually bought some Rome myself by swapping Mover for Rome because it's just so easy to do so on the Solar Beam DEX, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Again, not financial advice. This is just something I personally got into after discussing with my community, and after they've explained what it's about, I've started to dig into it and do a bit more research myself. Again, it is a very complex project to understand, so it may take a while to dig in, and it may take a while before the information sinks in, I should say. I mean, I've had to watch various videos to understand it, and I had to watch videos of Olympus DAO because ultimately Rome DAO is a fork of Olympus DAO, which is another project, and we'll be discussing that as well a little bit. So what is Rome DAO? Well, first, before we know what Rome DAO is, we need to look at Olympus DAO. So it's the decentralized reserve currency. Olympus is building a community-owned decentralized financial infrastructure to bring more stability and transparency for the world. Okay, so now what are Rome DAO doing? Well, if we go to the introduction, they're the same. A reserve currency, except they're doing it for Kusama and Polkadot. Okay, so that's the difference between, because they are a fork of Olympus DAO. And it's not just any random fork, because quite a lot of projects have forked from Olympus DAO. These guys are actually supported by the Olympus DAO devs themselves. So this is what actually made me more bullish on Rome DAO. And this is the reason why I decided to hold some. And not only that, but also their staking reward is absolutely awesome. Okay, of course, it does depend on the price you get in at. Unfortunately, I got in at a high price, so I am down a lot, right? I am suffering a loss, but because I don't mind holding for a longer period of time, I'm okay with that, right? Because it is accumulating at the moment. And I plan to scoop up more if the price does drop more, but if it doesn't, that's all good. I'm just going to compound and so on. Now, the project is currently deployed on Moonriver. As I was saying, it's an EVM-compatible Canary network. 3 chief objectives exist for building the future of Rome. That's to help build the Moonriver and Moonbeam into prospering networks with flourishing ecosystem. Their success is our success. Growing Rome DAO is into the largest holder of total liquidity across Kusama and Polkadot, unlocking the power of governance through gamification and a range of new experiences for stakers, bonders, and general participants into the Rome DAO ecosystem. So again, it is hard to grasp, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how it works here when we look at the protocol, because if we understand the protocol, then we understand what Rome DAO are trying to do. Okay, so Rome DAO are using what is known as the Protocol Owned Liquidity, because this is what Olympus DAO are doing. So what does this actually mean? Well, Rome can only be minted or burned by the protocol, okay? As the protocol accumulates more PCV, which is the protocol controlled value, more runway is guaranteed to continue providing staking rewards. This means the stakers can be confident that the current staking APY can be sustained for a longer term because more funds are available in the treasury. New Rome are minted against the risk-free value, or VF, limited to stables at a time for the health of the protocol. So Rome will own most of its liquidity, of its own liquidity, I should say, thanks to the bonding mechanism inherited from Olympus. So this is what differentiates Rome DAO to other DeFi protocols. Again, think of Rome DAO as DeFi 2.0. Think of Olympus DAO as DeFi 2.0, okay? So that's the beauty of it. DeFi 2.0 is protocol owned liquidity, because now we're generating a price floor because the DAO itself is actually owning the liquidity. So it's no longer you supplying liquidity against the pair. It's liquidity owned by the Rome DAO. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. And you can actually use a buyback mechanism, which is pretty cool. And let's talk a little bit more about it. So Rome and its citizens will benefit in several ways from the protocol owning its own liquidity, as Rome will not have to pay the costly farming rewards to incentivize liquidity providers. Okay, this is going to the treasury, and then the treasury is managing the buybacks. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. That's why I was saying it's DeFi 2.0. It's the next step. And I think we're going to see more projects do something similar, but these guys have that, let's say, early mover advantage, not first mover advantage, definitely an early mover advantage. Okay, Rome earns fees and staking rewards from owning its own liquidity, guaranteed liquidity for market participants. Okay, and all POL can be used to back Rome, supporting the price floor. This is the important one because this means that it was guaranteed that it's not going to drop to zero. Okay, we've got a price floor. The price floor at the moment, at the time of doing this video, is around $53, if I'm not mistaken. Those who got in at white listing paid 20 bucks. The current price of Rome at the moment, if we look here on CoinMarketCap, is 329. So that's over 10x. Maybe I should say over 15x the amount that they paid at white listing, right? So those who got in a white listing are really doing well right now, and they cannot complain, especially with the huge staking rewards. And let me go back to this again. Now, so what is a rebase? Rome will have an elastic rather than a fixed supply. Rebasing is the mechanism used by the protocol to mint new tokens automatically, growing your balance of staked Rome. Since 1S Rome is always redeemable for 1 Rome, the maximum supply of Rome grows with each rebase. The rebases are also compounded automatically, so you earn rewards from your rewards, okay? So this is the beauty of it, and we'll talk about this in a moment when we look at the staking rewards, okay? So what is rewarded yield? So the reward yield or rebase rate is the percentage by which your staked Rome balance will increase on the next epoch when a new rebase occurs each 8 hours. So with each passing 8 hours, your staking rewards get automatically compounded to your stake. So what that means is that your new stake, which is now compounded because you got the extra rewards after 8 hours, will generate an even bigger stake, okay? Because it auto compounds unless you actually unstake. You can unstake and you can choose how much you want to unstake. If you want, you can just unstake the difference between what you had initially before you started staking and what you'll have after, of course, and what you got after the staking. So you can do that if you want, right? It does give you that option. So what is APY? We know that it's an annual percentage yield. Is the rate of return on your initial investment in 1 year, taking compounding interest into account. When in Rome, your S Rome is your initial investment. Compound interest is then added in each epoch when rebasing occurs. Okay, so this is how they're calculating the yield here. And by the way, what they're actually doing is that the staking rewards right now are absolutely humongous. We're talking about 10% every 5 days. Okay, just because not many people are staking, not enough people know about this. Again, the Polka community is aware, but because this project is so complex to understand, many people stayed away from it and they didn't really understand what it does, right? So now let's look a little bit more at this protocol here for Rome. Let's go back here again to the main page. Okay, so let's go, for example, to stake. Okay, we're at the stake here. Okay, I've already staked. As you can see here, this is my staking balance. I actually started with 5 Rome, and now I'm on 7 Rome. I've actually staked, I believe it was on the 3rd or 4th of December, if I remember this correctly. And I didn't keep track, to be honest, but I think it was around that date. I had like 5.1 Rome, and now I'm on 709 Rome. Okay, so again, I am down in value overall, but I am accumulating Rome. So if Rome goes back in value, goes back up in value, then of course I'm going to be in a profit. So as you can see, it's actually gone up from 10% now to 11% every 5 days. This is the staking rebase. Okay, this is my next reward after 8 hours. Okay, I'm due to get 0.05 S Rome after 8 hours. And when they say S Rome here, just to not confuse you, the difference between S Rome and Rome is that S Rome is the staked Rome. So your Rome, as soon as you click the stake button and you sign the transaction, you tell it how much you want to stake, it basically turns into S Rome. Okay, it's an automatic swap mechanism that basically says that this is your staked Rome. Okay, so don't get confused with this because it's nothing to worry about. In your wallet, it will actually show as S Rome. Okay, but don't worry about it. As soon as you click on stake, as soon as you hit this button here on stake, the toggle, and you sign the transaction that you want on stake, then it gets switched automatically to Rome once again in your wallet. And then if you want, you are free to sell it if you want here, right here, as you can see on the Solar Beam DEX. Okay, so this is the actual price at the moment. So each one mover is equal to 0.57 Rome. Okay, if you wish to buy Rome, again, this is all you have to do. You click the drop down here, you choose the token, you type Rome. Okay, don't get confused here, it's not a Rome, it's Rome that we're talking about. Okay, this is the one I'm referring to. So yeah, you've got Rome here. And then you simply do the normal swap like you would do when you would be trading on a DEX. Okay, so that's how it works. And then of course the opposite, if you want to sell Rome to get mover. Okay, that's how you do it. Now let's look a little bit at Olympus DAO. So we can see the market cap of Olympus DAO is quite high. Okay, $626 million. So just imagine if we would get the same with Rome, what would that mean, right? And at the moment, the total supply of of Olympus DAO is 1,416,000. Okay, so it is a low cap if you think about it still, right? Not really a low cap, but let's say low supply token. If we look here, what did I want to show you? This one here, Moonswap. So here's the Rome token. So we can see it currently has a supply of 276,000. Okay, so it is much lower than Olympus DAO if you think about it. Therefore, its market cap is much lower. Okay, we do have that price floor of around $53, and this is why I said I would feel more comfortable should the price drop to around 100. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it goes up, but should it drop to around 100, I would actually feel more comfortable to buy in then because of that price floor at 50. So sure, yeah, could I go down 50%? Yeah, I absolutely could, right? It could go down to the price floor, but the advantage is that if I'm staking over 50 days, give or take, then I would be doubling my Rome. So if I'm doubling my Rome, then I would be at break even, okay, after 50 days should the price floor should the price drop to the price floor. And this is the reason why I really like this functionality of DeFi 2.0 personally. Okay, so this is how it works. They do have campaigns as well. If you want to read about it, there's an introduction here on staking and bonding. If you want to understand more, read more about it, I'm going to be posting a link in the description of this video. Again, you do need to go to Discord if you want to follow them. They're also on Twitter. They're posting updates on Twitter, but if you want to chat to the team, to the DAO, then you can do so directly on Discord. Okay, so they're going to do some things. There's something coming up on the 18th, by the way. Today is the 17th, so tomorrow we're going to get some information from Rome DAO, some important update, which I'm looking forward to. But like I said, yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. I'm not recommending this to anyone. This is something I personally bought because I think that it's going to do well. I know some people in the Polka community have gone heavily in this. Even those that did not get whitelisted, and one guy in my community got whitelisted, so he's doing really well at the moment. I think that if you got whitelisted, the maximum he could have invested was something like $2,000 or so. So he's got like 100 Rome, which is generating an insane amount of passive income. But again, remember that if the price drops to 53, which is the price floor, then you've got nothing to lose, right? It's impossible to lose once it gets to the price floor, and there's no rug pulling with this either. Okay, that's the other beautiful thing about it, because it's all about the DAO. Okay, without the DAO, without approval from the DAO, nothing can happen. It's the protocol that manages the liquidity. Okay, it's a protocol owned liquidity. This is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of it, and this is why you have to try to understand. So I would recommend you watch some explainer videos, maybe which explain what Olympus DAO is and how it actually works. There are some really good ones out there that do a much better job than I would do at explaining it, probably with pictures, because when you see pictures, when you see diagrams, it makes more sense, right? So yeah, this is ultimately what it is. This is how it works. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Rome DAO? Have you personally invested in it? Are you bullish on it? Do you see potential in Rome DAO? Do you see it progress? And yeah, just let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to get. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.